Welcome to Quarantine Chronicles episode 16, and happy belated Mother's Day to all of the mothers of our teens. We appreciate you. If you didn't see our encouragement video from our teen leaders this past weekend, make sure you give that a look. It is on this channel. We miss seeing your faces, so this was the least we could do. This Wednesday at 7 p.m., we are going to be having an all-teens Zoom call that you don't want to miss. Everybody's going to be there. Leaders are going to be there. Teens are gonna be there. It's gonna be a great time. I was in a weird spot mentally preparing for this video. I almost forgot to tell a joke last Thursday. And so today, as I'm preparing to make this video, I thought, why do I do a joke in every video? And I remembered, oh yeah, when we used to do church, I used to tell a joke every Sunday. It's been so long since we've been in church that I forgot why I tell jokes. It's dark times. But nonetheless, an invisible man was interviewed for a job and they selected him, but he declined because he couldn't see himself doing it. Far be it from me to cast judgment on an invisible man. We're getting back into the word today. Romans chapter 8. We're going to be in verses 12 through 14 today. We are expanding the thought that flesh versus spirit also means death versus life, and how the layers of this thing continue to grow. So let's look at it. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live according to the flesh. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. So verses 13 and 14, a lot of ramifications on our layer process. Verse 13 completely affirms our idea that flesh and death are paired together and that spirit and life are paired together, because it says this: if you live according to the flesh, you will die. And if you live according to the spirit, you will live. But in order to live according to the spirit, do you put your flesh to death? No. You put to death the deeds of your flesh. Very different thing. In the process of becoming more Christ-like, sanctification, if your takeaway becomes that you are evil, that's not totally correct. Your deeds in your flesh are evil, but you as a person bound by flesh, more specifically, you are loved by God. So it is not your job to put to death your flesh, but to put to death the deeds of your flesh. Do you see how that's different? It's a really important specification to make. So if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of your body, you will live. And how does that happen? It happens by the power that we talked about in verses 9 through 11. The power that raised Jesus from the dead also has the power of erasing the deeds of your flesh in exchange for the Spirit. You cannot put to death the deeds of your flesh by the power of your flesh. That should sound obvious, but we do it all the time. You know how I'm gonna stop being so mad at everybody? I'm just gonna tell myself to be happy. I'm just gonna force myself to be happy. Whenever I get mad, I'm gonna think happy thoughts. You're correctly identifying your fleshly behavior, but you are trying to attack it with other fleshly behavior. You cannot overcome your flesh with your flesh, because the only two things that can happen is either you fail and you become completely discouraged in your own inability to act as the Spirit in your life, which you should, but it's going to discourage you. Or the second thing that's going to happen is it's going to work and you're going to see yourself as the Holy Spirit in your own life, which is self-righteousness, which is idolatry. If the driving force behind your personal sanctification is your own effort and fleshly will, then the Lord hasn't sanctified you. You haven't become more Christ-like. You've just become a version of yourself that acts in a way that you're happier with. You haven't glorified God at all if the means by which you change and grow aren't God. If the growth in your life happens because you put in hard work and effort and you told yourself, I'm not gonna lie to my parents anymore. I'm gonna keep my room clean. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I'm just gonna do it because I know that it's right. Instead of, I'm going to let the Spirit drive out the deeds of my flesh so I can live more in the Spirit, then what have you really accomplished? But this passage is saying you will not live until you put to death the deeds of your flesh by the Spirit. You will not find life in the successes of your effort and your power. Life is from the Spirit. And so then we get into verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. So we see Spirit versus flesh, life versus death, but tied in with the Spirit now in verse 14 is Son of God. I'm going to hit the top of my screen here. So with the Spirit, we are in the family of God. And what does Hebrews say about being a son of God? In Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7, scripture tells us that someone who is a son of God will be disciplined by God. So if God sees you as his son, if you have accepted the Spirit, if you are living in the Spirit, God has accepted you as a son, he's going to discipline you into acting a certain way. Hebrews 12:7 says this, if you endure chastening, that is discipline, God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom a father does not chasten or discipline? Being a child of God means that by salvation, we now inherit heaven. We are co-heirs of the kingdom with Christ, and God's not going to let us settle for fleshly behavior. If you are saved, God is going to push you. He's going to ask you to become something that you currently aren't. This is the discipline that we get from God as his children. And the truth is that if you don't want to be disciplined and you would rather sit over here, do nothing, and never be disciplined, then are you sure that you really want to follow the Lord? That's a question that you have to answer. That if you're not willing to let the Lord change you, if you're not willing to let the Lord use the Spirit to drive out the deeds of your flesh, are you a son of God? These are the things that Romans 8 is going to challenge us with. Romans 8 is going to force us to examine in our own hearts, have I let the Spirit do what it is meant to do? Am I letting God be God or not? And we haven't even cracked the halfway point of this thing. It's good stuff. In a little bit, we're gonna play a game that I'm gonna call Drawing a Blank. Here's how it works. I found a couple of weird headlines across the internet, and I'm going to present them to some of our friends and their siblings. But I have removed a word, and each sibling has to guess what the words are. And whoever gets the closest among the siblings wins a point for that round. The sibling with the most points at the end wins. Let's see how they do. Guys, it is time. We're playing a brand new game today that you've never seen before. Are you ready?
Yep.
It's Mikey versus Jordan versus Sammy. Here we go. Number 1. After 2 months of quarantine, 77% of parents agree that blank should be paid more. Mikey, what do you think it is?
Doctors.
Say healthcare workers,
firefighters, or first responders.
Oh, wait, hold on. Can I change my answer?
Jordan, you can change your answer.
Teachers?
Jordan gets it on the money after the changed answer.
First responders. I was like, no, it's not teachers. And then I was like,
It's teachers. They're like, I never signed up for this.
Shout out to Church will try lie.
Shout out. After 2 months of quarantine, 77% of parents agree that blank should be paid more.
bills?
I like the direction you went with that.
Bro, I was thinking,
Just what needs to be paid more?
the mortgage. I don't know.
Simran's gonna go mortgage. Aiden, where are you gonna go with this?
Teachers.
Aiden gets it on the money. It is indeed teachers.
No!
77% of parents are saying this homeschooling thing stinks. I don't want to do it anymore. You mean to tell me that I shipped my kids off to these people every day of the week and they didn't get paid enough? It can't stand. Aiden comes off of the 1-0 lead. Here is question number 2. I do not expect you guys in any capacity to get these answers correct. That's the point of this game, is for me to make it so difficult that you almost have to guess something random. So here we go. Here's question number 2. A Colombian company creates beds that double as blank.
I'm gonna say something random and go with coffee table.
Coffee table. I like it. Aiden, what do you got?
I was gonna say something like tables, but like now I gotta change it up. I don't know, beds that double as chairs, maybe?
We got coffee tables, we got chairs. Simran, where are you going with this?
A shelf. I don't know.
What if it was cars? That would be crazy, dude.
You're allowed to change your answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna do cars.
So beds that double as cars. Aiden, your answer is beds that double as chairs. Simran, your answer is beds that double as shelves. So this is difficult for me. But I think on the basis that you picked an answer that is a piece of furniture on which you can rest your body, I'm going to say that your answer is the closest.
Let's go!
So you're gonna come out with a 2-0 lead. The answer is a Colombian company creates beds that double as coffins. They have created a bed that you can be buried in.
Oh my god.
Actually, kind of lit, like you could die while, like.
You can literally
Attached to your bed, you don't have to get separated from it.
rest in peace. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Oh
The
my
business model is insane. I
That's
don't agree
awesome.
with it. I think that I would have a hard time falling asleep in a bed that I know I will be buried in. Beds that double as coffins. So, Aiden, you get the point on that, but it's not something to really be proud of here.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, you are ahead by 1 point. It is 0 to 1 to 0. A Colombian company creates beds that double as blank.
Yo, I have no clue.
Say video game chairs.
Video game chairs. That's a good answer. I like it. Sam, how about you?
I have no idea. What
Give
else
it-
could a bed be? That's what I'm thinking.
Give it a shot.
There's like, I saw this like thing where like either beds that like recline into like walls and stuff like that. There's like all these things. I'm thinking about what people have done with couches, but I'm not thinking about what people are like doing now. He told me to say trampoline.
Trampoline. Actually, that's not a terrible answer. Jordan says video game chairs. Sam says trampolines. Mike, do you have an idea?
I say just chairs in general.
So, based on the fact that in Sammy's answer, you have to be jumping up and down in order to utilize the bed, but in Jordan's situation, you can only be like sitting. I'm going to go with Jordan's answer as closer. The answer is Colombian company creates beds that double as coffins.
What?
Yep, a Colombian company makes beds that you can eventually be buried in.
That's
Intuitive.
It's
Imagine
insane.
living in that person's like house.
Sweet dreams, dude. Rest literally in peace. It's messed up.
That is their trademark.
Honestly. All right, so Jordan is in the lead by 2 points, but the game can change very quick here. Number 3. There's 2 blanks in this one. I'll give you a hint if you want it. Here we go. COVID-19 blank blanks patrol parks in Singapore to enforce social distancing.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stumped on this one.
All right, I'll give you the first word then. COVID-19 robot blanks patrol parks in Singapore to enforce social distancing.
Cops.
Robot cops.
RoboCop.
They should make a movie about that.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Really.
oh,
That'd be crazy.
robot drinking fountains?
Okay, we'll run with it, Mike. Jordan, how about you, brother?
I'm just saying robot cars.
So we got robot drinking fountains, robot cars, and robot cops. We're gonna give it to Sammy. It is robot dogs.
Robot.
They have robot dogs roaming around parks to enforce
That's pretty
social
dope,
distancing.
actually.
It's honestly kind of sweet.
Shout out Singapore for being way more innovative than any of us.
Shout out to Singapore, honestly.
Shout out Singapore.
COVID-19 robot blanks patrol parks in Singapore to enforce social distancing.
I'm thinking police officers, but I'm thinking that would be too easy. Cause like, you said the questions get harder.
Correct.
That would make the most sense. So I'm gonna go with something that doesn't make sense. Drones?
Robot drones that patrol parks in Singapore. I actually like that answer. Aiden, what about you?
I don't know, like robot dogs. Like I don't know.
Why'd you say
Like
my answer?
it's like
Okay, he stole my answer, so I'm just gonna say a duck.
duck.
Just a full-on duck, like
Just
a robot duck.
duck.
So you guys are good at this. The answer is indeed robot dogs. So Simran, I am actually gonna give both you and Aiden a point on this because it was clear to me. It was clear to me that you were thinking dog. So Aiden takes a commanding lead. 3 to 1 to 0. It's gonna be difficult here at number 4. Are you ready? German blank hunters were stopped at the Swedish border with a car full of guns. German blank hunters. What do you got, Simran?
Hornets.
She said hornets.
German hornet hunters. Very topical.
Okay, I have a lead. I have a lead here, so I'm gonna just like say it. I'm just gonna do this for the meme. German vegan hunters.
Vegan hunters. Wow. He did it for the content.
I did it for the content.
You love to see that. Caleb, what do you got, brother?
I'm gonna go with German bat hunters.
Bat
That
hunters.
actually makes sense.
That does.
That's why he asked. That's why you asked if it was relevant.
I'm going to send you the link so that you know I'm not making anything up.
Okay.
German zombie hunters were stopped at the Swedish border with a car full of guns.
Oh my gosh, what?
Zombie hunters. So, believe it or not, I have to give it to Aiden with vegans. It's the only one with arms and legs.
Yes. Oh, I can't believe I got that. German zombie hunters stopped the Swedish. Oh my god.
Dude, that's insane.
It's
Oh my-
it's crazy.
That's crazy.
But Aiden takes a commanding 4-1-0
I
lead
can't believe I got that.
because of the memes. We love to see it. Jordan has 2, Sammy has 1. Mike, you gotta make a move here. German blank hunters were stopped at the Swedish border with a car full of guns. Think outside the box on this one.
I am.
Runners.
What?
Like people that are coming out of their house.
They are blank hunters.
So it's an animal.
It could be.
It could be.
I'm not gonna tell you what it is, not until the end.
I'm gonna say German fox hunters.
German fox hunters.
I don't even know if this is legal. Bears?
German bear hunters, I like it.
German. No, there's no jaguars in Sweden.
Think of an
German buck hunters.
So my options are fox, bear, and bucks. The truth is, I feel like I have to go with bears to give you the point, Sammy, because the answer will shock you. I'm gonna send you this just so you know I'm not making it up. German zombie hunters were stopped at the Swedish border with a car full of weapons.
I can see that because people keep saying like the zombie apocalypse is just gonna start. I've seen so many memes on that.
So because bears are an apex predator.
Sammy did say humans.
I did say humans.
That's true, but then you reeled your answer back.
Yeah, I did.
You said bears, and I'm still gonna give it to you. So it is Sammy with 2, Jordan with 2, Mikey with 0. Last but not least, I won't do this again, says one South Carolina woman during a blank.
Global pandemic crisis.
Ooh, that's not bad. Very topical.
Protests against quarantine.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Protest against washing hands.
That's 4 words.
Tommy, I think you got him stumped.
Okay.
It's hard to say which one of you is closer. I'm actually gonna have you guys do rock, paper, scissors on
That's
this.
dumb. Wait, can we hear it before? Before we do rock, paper, scissors, can we hear it?
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess I won't do this again, said one South Carolina woman during a fatal alligator attack.
What?
It's tough to see.
That's nuts.
All right, Mikey, hold the camera. We got rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
Best
What
of
are you
3
doing?
for sure. Best of 3 for sure.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Uh-oh. Jordan's got 1.
My camera angles are insane.
1-1.
Uh-oh, it's 1-1.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let's go!
Bang! Sam takes it. Way to go, Sam. I'm proud of you. I guess I won't do this again, said one South Carolina woman during a blank.
We gotta pull this out of the air. Man, this doesn't give us any context. Says South Carolina woman hospital ventilator raid. Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I'm actually really impressed with that.
What the heck?
Okay, I have nothing, so I'm gonna go for the memes again. I'm gonna go with Hornet acupuncture session.
Dude, you're nuts. That was insane.
I swear, if I get the point from that, I'm done.
He's
There's
gonna
no way.
retire his jersey.
All right, so
During a coronavirus season sale.
you go to the store with tons of other people and go buy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I have no idea which one of you has the closest answer. Here's the headline, and I'll let you guys kind of decide amongst yourself who you think was closest. I guess I won't do this again, said one South Carolina woman during a fatal alligator attack.
Hornet is an animal.
Yeah.
Alligators are animals.
That's true. You might have got this.
I got the point.
Oh my god.
What?
The king
Oh
of
my
memes
God.
himself. Ladies and gentlemen, retire his jersey.
Wow.
Dead. He's just
Caleb is gone.
I'm just done.
Swept
Yeah,
out
I
of the
didn't get a
playoffs.
single point.
You were against potentially the GOAT of the headline blank challenge. Thank you to the Adacalos and to the St. Dennis's, and congratulations to Sammy and to Aiden for winning Drawing a Blank for the very first time. Don't forget about our Zoom meeting, 7 o'clock this Wednesday. Don't miss it. All of the information for that call has been sent to your parents and in the email. I will be sending it out again on Wednesday, just in case. Listen, I know what happens. You guys are gonna lose the email. You guys are gonna lose some of the credentials. It's fine. I'm just gonna send it out again on Wednesday. But that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And if not, then I guess I'll just see you on Thursday. But until then, stay healthy.